All right, guys, I don't know where this came from, but mullets have made a huge
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Because Adulting is Hard podcast. I'm Alita and this is my friend Nicole Garcia. She owns J.Miles Salon, which happens to be located right next door to the Funky Monkey. I would say, what year, did you buy it the same year that I bought the Funky Monkey?
I bought it in 2014.
So the year after.
Yeah.
So Nicole and I have literally grown businesses together.
Literally. Trials and tribulations.
I mean, there's been lots of phone calls next door, trips next girl.
Meet me out back.
Meet me out back. I don't know. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. We're living through a hurricane. Now we're living through a pandemic together. But today we're actually going to talk about trends in hair. I know, what a strange thing to talk about, but people ask me all the time about my curly hair. And so we're going to start with that because you have this same mop of curly hair that I have, and it's taken years of friendship between Nicole and I. For first, it took her to convince me to cut my hair, and then I've been telling her, you have to let it be curly. You have to let it be curly.
I fought it for so long.
But but there's so many tricks and of the trade of curly. So start there. Start with what you think. Part of it's haircut.
Right. Part of it is a haircut. The other part of it is the products that you use. A lot of people think that we get to wake up and go. And we probably spend more time applying conditioner and moisturizing products to our hair than they do from start to finish.
Right. I mean, because one of the things that I did not know until my adult life was that curly hair, regardless of your ethnicity, it needs moisture.
Right.
Lots and lots of moisture.
Right.
And so that is one of the things that I talk a lot. There's actually, we'll include in this podcast a link that both Nicole and I use to a group called Curly Girls.
Yes.
It's got a lot of information in there about moisturizing and just products to use I actually don't ever pull my hair straight ever anymore.
Yeah, I've given up. In fact, earlier, I guess it was last week, I had my roots done and I had one of the girls at the shop blow dry it straight, and I looked at it and I was like, no, go wash it. We're going to start over. I can't do it anymore.
No, I just like the way that I look with curly hair. Right. And now that I know how to do it, and we talk a lot, I do use Diva curl products in my hair. Is that what you use as well?
I use some of their products.
Some of their products. I use their No Poo and I use their daily conditioner, but I'm still a fan of just that and the cheap blue gel. We've talked about that blue gel.
That blue gel has been around forever.
The LA looks. It is. The LA looks blue gel. Right. It's $2. It's a great product for curly hair. If you have no idea what we're talking about, but we like I said, I get questions about this. That group, Curly Girls, can explain a lot about what the process is of stripping out all of the chemicals and all the stuff that's in your hair and then resetting it to its natural state. And then I use only products that are Curly Girl approved. Yeah. I'm kind of a stickler to that. You're not as much of a stickler.
No, it's very hard being a hairstylist, getting away from sulfates. That's one of the important things with curly hair. But I still need lather in my hair. And I know you don't, but as a hairstylist, it is very hard to feel personally like my hair is clean without the bubbles. Now, granted, I do use a shampoo and conditioner that is Curly Girl approved, which you told me about the conditioner. And a lot of people in my salon think I'm crazy because I don't push professional products when it comes to curly hair. But I truly believe that if it works, it works, regardless.
So you're talking about nature? Is it the pink bottle and the not your mother's?
Yes.
Again, I mean, I've used expensive products, and I've used. Right. When you have curly hair, it's trial and error. A lot of it's trial and error. But a lot of those tricks and stuff come from that group, that Curly Girl group. Right. And I mean, yes, I don't need lather because I'm not a hairstylist. That's all in your head. That's all in your head, but I will live with it. So let's move on to the next thing. I told her, I said, I want to kind of talk about all trends that are going on in hair, but I mean, you can't help but notice the curly. So we had to start there first. Yeah. So talk to me about what are you seeing, first of all, in women, and then you told me something astronomical about men, which we'll get to. But talk to me about trends in both cut and color.
One thing I've noticed about cut is a lot of people have let their hair grow just because of the quarantine and whatever. And either they're liking it or they're loving it. We've been doing a lot of big haircuts. Like, they've let it grow for so long and they're over it. And so they want it short and sassy. Bangs are a big thing, which for curly girls, I do not recommend that. Keratin treatments are a big thing in the summertime because that is basically a system that we apply to the hair that helps reduce dry time, frizziness. It's great for people that want to wash and go if they have straight hair. Now, I used to get them when I was on the straight side of wearing my hair straight all the time. And it helped a lot because having curly hair, blow drying it straight, it takes a lot longer. And your hair is a lot frizzier because curly hair likes humidity. And so to fight that, I would use the keratin treatments. So we've been doing a lot of those.
And clarifying is a big thing after all of the swimming that people are doing. And getting we did come in and my daughter does not have curly hair. So I'm constantly going to Nicole, what the heck do I do with this hair? I have no idea. So one of the things that she taught us or had taught me was that she's got to clarify all the chlorine out of her hair.
Right. If someone has a chlorine pool, our best advice to give is to get your hair wet before you swim, apply conditioner. If it's long enough, pull it up in a messy bun, and that slows the absorption of chlorine down. And then once you get out of the pool, immediately shampoo your hair with a clarifying shampoo to get rid of that chlorine, because believe it or not, when people come into the salon, we can actually feel the chlorine in their hair. It feels slimy, but at the same time, it's really dry. So it coats the hair for sure.
So I mean, that's a big thing during the summer. I mean, I know that Chloe's hair looks completely different in the summer than it does other times of year because she's just in the pool so much.
Right.
Yeah. You were talking about color trends. What are you seeing in trends with color?
This one is really, I've been doing hair for a long, long time. And so I've seen trends come and go. But one thing that is coming back is the chunky highlights. Where
like 1980s style.
Yes, where it looks striped on the head. It's like chunky blonde, chunky brown, chunky blonde. I mean, it looks like headbands back to back.
Right.
And I've noticed that a lot of people have been coming in asking for that. And we do it, of course, but it's not something that we like to market or advertise. But
I mean, I can tell you as a person that's been next to the hair salon, like hair was not my thing before I've seen the trends. I mean, y'all are like, hey, this is coming into style. And I'm like, no, it's not. And then sure enough, here it comes.
Yeah.
Yep. And so let's talk about this men's thing that you said.
All right, guys, I don't know where this came from, but mullets have made a huge comeback.
I've seen it.
In fact, we've had several guys come in wanting mullets.
You think it started with they was just out of control growing during the corona?
Maybe, and they're liking the length, but they don't like the sides. I don't know, because we've had a couple brothers that came in. If people look at our Facebook page, there's pictures, or Instagram, where there's lines shaved in the side with a mullet. And I cannot, for the life of me, understand
Y'all are just in charge of cutting it.
Yes, but that's advertisement walking around.
Oh, absolutely.
So if somebody sees it and that's what they want, hey, J.Miles is your place, because
they are making it happen. They are making the mullets happen, y'all.
Yes.
I love having you on here. I mean, this is a lot of what we get to see and back and forth. We'll go into some winter colors as we get into fall. We'll come out of fall and talk about what you're seeing in trends, because just like any other industry, you have conferences.
Yes.
I would say you're
shows.
Going to hair shows, virtual ones right now, because you're not going anywhere.
Right.
But you get to see what's coming out in the common trends.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us where they can find you on social media.
J.Miles Salon, Friendswood, and we're on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, and so is there any particular procedures that they're following right now that they need to know if they're I don't think y'all are taking walk-ins, are you?
We prefer not to. Of course, if somebody comes in, we have a stylist available. We're not going to turn anybody away. But the one thing that we are doing is, of course, TDLR, which is who holds our license in the state, they require us to do 2 years, to do education on sanitization every 2 years. And so we have always sanitized before and after every client, new cape, clean towels. We clean our implements, I mean.
Like that's part of your mandated regulations for every day.
Our daily routine, yes. And so we've just stepped it up a notch. We use hospital grade disinfecting solution. And then of course we have Lysol and Clorox wipes everywhere. But if they call, they can call us to, make an appointment, or of course they could stop by the salon. The number is 281-482-4247.
Okay.
And then we're asking that everyone wears a mask because,
everybody's comfort level is different, and the governor's mandated it right now.
Yep. Right. And so, and of course, we're wearing masks as well.
And you in particular have a large elderly following. Clientele, not following. You've been doing this a long time, so you have a much older clientele.
We do. We have a lot of elderly ladies that come.
Not all your stylists, just in particular you. Are they all?
Yeah. No, it was mainly me that has the older client, or a lot of an elderly clientele that come once a week. So we're able to accommodate those people. And then of course I have the young 20-something-year-old stylists that keep up with everything, and they know what's coming out, and they keep me in the loop, because I'm like you. I'm a mom and a wife, and I'm running a business, and my husband travels, and so I'm single parent 90% of the time.
And you're dependent on your team.
Right. I cannot make that salon run without them.
Oh, absolutely not. And I mean, a lot, like Melinda's been in the salon for a long, long time with you. So this was fun. We'll do it again. That's it. Thanks for tuning in to the Because Adulting is Hard podcast. And remember to live happier, because adulting is hard.